Hey everybody, how's it going? Mike from the Focus Garage coming at you here with another Maverick update. And in today's video, we're going to be covering the process of changing my order from a hybrid to an EcoBoost, as well as what transpired a few weeks after doing so. Now, at the time of you guys watching this video, you probably have already seen the video where I talked about that I did switch my order from a hybrid to an EcoBoost, but I said that my dealership experience in doing so wasn't the best, and I kind of want to outline some of that for you right now. Now, I ordered from a dealer that's pretty local to me. It's in the next town over. And when I placed the order, I was working with a newer, kind of more inexperienced salesman. He kind of had the help of a few people that worked there to get the order placed, take the deposit, everything like that. I could tell that the salesperson was pretty new and didn't really know the process for things. But this was okay because he had the help of people who had obviously done it before. I got it in writing from the dealership that they would honor MSRP, and I thought we would be good that way. So that was when I placed the order originally back in September. Kind of, fumbled through it with the guy because he didn't really know what he was doing. But I wasn't worried because I got confirmation from Ford that the order was placed, and I had, my printout of the order. Fast forward, a few months till the end of December here, and I decide that I want to make the decision to go ahead and switch my order. I go back in, and to nobody's surprise, the sales guy doesn't work there anymore. Turnover in the car sales industry is extremely high, so it's no surprise that guy doesn't work there anymore. So I kind of explained to them what's going on, that I placed an order, and I'm looking to change it from, a hybrid, to an EcoBoost engine. So they find me a sales guy. I get partnered up with some other younger guy, and I tell him what I'm trying to do. He wasn't really aware that this was something that you can do. He was telling me that, I want to switch from an electric Maverick to a hybrid one. I'm like, no, there's no such thing as an electric Maverick. I want to switch from my hybrid Maverick to an EcoBoost Maverick. And he goes, oh yeah, the 2.3. I'm like, no, it's a 2.0. And then I kind of start to explain to him, like, here's what I want to do though. I don't just want to switch the engine on my XL. I want to go to a different trim level. Here's all the options I want to add. And he kind of like hastily, he's like, okay, cool, got it. And he runs out of the office and he comes back. He's like, okay, it's done. I'm like, well, not that I don't trust you or anything, but this is something I'm going to be waiting on for a while. I can't order another one. Can I get a printout of what you did so I can see what is ordered? And obviously, as you guys know, I wanted to order a EcoBoost all-wheel drive XLT with the 4K towing package, XLT luxury package, and the spray and bed liner. That's pretty much, what I was going for there. And I get this build sheet back of totally different things. He built me a tremor. He didn't have the spray and bed liner. There was all sorts of weird stuff on it, all kinds of weird options I'd never asked for. And I tried telling him again. I'm like, no, these are the options I want. He's like, cool, got it. And he wasn't writing anything down. He wasn't paying attention. He was very kind of one-track minded, not listening to what I'm saying. And I kid you not, I went here, and this probably should take, a minute? Maybe not a minute, maybe 15, 20 minutes to tell them what you want. They change the order in the ordering system and you're good. I was there for over an hour. This guy could not simply pay attention to what I was trying to order and how I was trying to order it. And he was in and out of the office and in and out of the office. And he was getting frustrated to the point where he's like, you know what, dude, I really don't make any money from orders. You have to buy the car. I'm like, yeah, I understand that, but I'm not going to buy the car if I wait for months and it comes in wrong. This guy was he had no interest in dealing with me or helping me or anything like that. And I was not being impolite. I was not being rude. I was just trying to explain to him that, here's what I ordered. Here's what I'm trying to do. I'd like to not leave until I have a printout of what I built online, matches up a printout of what's in your system. So that way, if and when the day comes and my truck is built, that what I'm getting is what I want, not something different because somebody failed to click the right buttons in the ordering system. So after almost an hour there of back and forth, probably 5 to 8 times of this guy. Oh, and another kicker that I got is I told him I wanted the spray and bed liner because I've been following the Facebook groups and the forums, and I see that, it's not a constrained item right now. They're under capacity. He goes, oh, we can't order that because it's really going to hold up your order. We could just do it here at the store. And I told him, no, put it on there. I don't care if it holds it up for 3 years because obviously I know that they're making it and he's not. He's like, oh, it's going to hold up your order. I'm like, that's okay. Put it on there. I don't want it being done at the store. I want it being done at the factory. I don't know what kind of prices they charge at the store or anything like that. I'm not going to throw the store's name through the mud just yet. But what I am going to tell you is this makes me very nervous and apprehensive for my purchasing experience with this dealership. I'm nervous about them applying my deposit to the order once it comes in. I'm nervous about them honoring the pricing. I'm nervous about any kind of fees they're going to try and throw in, even though they said they would sell it to me at MSRP. I'm nervous about miscellaneous dealer fees when going through the paperwork. I'm nervous about financing if they won't sell me the car if I'm not using their in-house financing. just based on this overall poor experience that it took to change my order, something that should be relatively routine and easy for these dealerships, makes me very, very nervous about the rest of the process if and when this truck were to ever come in. But long story short, I did get my order form. They updated it to what I wanted. And this was right before the end of 2022, sometime I think in the second to last or the last week of December. Fast forward to Thursday of last week, and this is another funny thing too, I've tried over and over again with the dealership and with Ford to update my email address that's attached to my order in the system. And for whatever reason, they say they can't do it. They say they can remove the email address, but not update it. The guy that originally put in my order put in my email address wrong. No surprises there. He had no idea what he was doing. And the guy at the dealer, who also seemed to have no idea what he was doing, couldn't update my email address that's tied to my order. So I've been basically manually checking with Ford customer service via either online chat or by calling in every third week just to see if there's any updates on my order, if it's gotten scheduled or anything like that. So I called in this week on Thursday to Ford because all you got to do is tell them the dealer that you ordered through as well as your order code and sales code, and they should be able to look up the order for you and give you any kind of updates on it. And I'm scheduled. I got a VIN number and my order has been scheduled. We are scheduled right now for the week of February 13th, which is awesome because that's super soon. Now, I know not to jump the gun and get overly excited here because I've heard of people whose order dates and build dates have been pushed back 3-4 times. I've seen 6 months. Whatever. I'm being hopeful because it's an EcoBoost now and it's not a hybrid. The irony that I find in all of this is that, just like I said in my prior video, kind of like the feeling of bait and switch and everything like that, is that I placed a base model XL hybrid, not many options or anything like that, only later to find out that the XL is a constrained item, the hybrid is a constrained item, and there's not a large likelihood of that truck being built. So that was placed in early September. Months go by, no word, nothing scheduled. I suddenly switched to an EcoBoost with all-wheel drive, jump up a trim level, add a ton of options to it, increasing the sticker price of the vehicle by over $6,000. And now almost instantly, as soon as I do that, my truck is scheduled to get built. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm very excited that the truck is scheduled to be built now because I've even seen people with EcoBoosts waiting over a year now. And I really didn't think that I would get my truck scheduled this quickly by making the changes from the order. But regardless, here we are. The truck is scheduled to be built the week of February 13th. And there is a VIN associated to the order now. And this is an order that I placed on the first day of the order banks being open, although I don't think that the dealer submitted the order until the following day. So what was it? I think 9/16 is when they opened. I think 9/17 is probably when this order actually got submitted through to Ford. The order has been a priority 10 the whole time, in case anybody is wondering. That is something that I asked for with the dealer, to set it at the highest priority possible that they can, just because this is something that I'm trying to expedite here. Granted, if that makes any difference, I don't know. I've heard all kinds of stories about that. It's more of like a dealership thing and how many orders that they have as far as how that matters. But that's kind of where we stand now. So the actual process at my dealership of switching from my hybrid to my EcoBoost was horrible. The sales guy didn't know what he was doing. He didn't want to listen to me. He was snarky with me, and it took far too long to get the order right. I mean, obviously, it's not a hard thing to do. Obviously, you can go online and you can pick what you want, and it should match exactly what you're getting out of their web ordering system on the form that they give you. This took way too long to do. We finally got it done right, and then within a matter of 2 to 3 weeks after I had that done, the truck is now scheduled to be built. So what is fantastic about that is that means I should get the truck by maybe, I've been seeing 30 to 60 days after the truck is built. You can expect to see it at your dealer. So I'll be keeping you guys updated through the process on if that truck gets built and when it gets built. Obviously, my email address isn't tied to the order properly, so I'm going to have to follow the Ford website there. They did give me some tracking info on where I can go and punch in my VIN the week it's supposed to be built so I can see if it's being built. Obviously, if it's not, I'll need to call into Ford or check into Ford and see if my build date has changed. Fingers crossed, with no new constraints or anything like that, that's going to get this build pushed farther back. But regardless, I'm super, super excited to see this truck if and when it gets built. You guys all know before that I had a Focus ST in the past, and my joke that I'm telling everybody now is that this is a all-wheel drive Focus ST. It's not an RS because it's a 2.0, not a 2.3, but it's an all-wheel drive Focus ST on stilts. I mean, that's essentially what it is. It's the same chassis. So I'm very, very familiar with these. The 8-speed I haven't driven from Ford yet, but I've heard it's good. The FX4 should have some mild, dirt capabilities. I'm not going to take this thing rock crawling or anything, but if I want to go down some trails, I should be good there. Regardless, that's the update I wanted to give you guys here. The order is switched. The truck is scheduled to be built, and less than a month from now, the truck should be being built. Let's see what happens. I know you guys are in it for the ride, and so am I, and I will keep you guys updated every step of the way. Drop it in the comments down below if you think that my first scheduled build date is going to happen or if I'll be pushed back multiple times. This is Mike from the Focus Garage signing off, and I will catch you in the next video.